We're back in the shipping room again this week, and we don't have an audience. It's just me and Andreas. But yeah, we had a fantastic week last week. It was so good doing the Emerald Music Tour, and lots of highlights, lots of new friends made, and we're just about to launch next year's dates. So we're going to be doing it all again next May. So if you're interested in that, definitely go to the website and check on the Visit Us page. You'll find all the details there. But we're here for the guitars, and there's two things going on this week. We're looking at this great range of guitars, and it's kind of an unusual range, whatever way it's come through, because there's very few veneers. But the main thing that we've had going on in the background is we're doing a promotion this month on veneers. So ironic. So in the second half of this video, I'm going to take a trip up to our veneer library. We're going to have a look at some of the new veneers that we're just adding into stock, and tell you a little bit about the process up there. And you might even see my daughter Natasha, who's just joined the team. She's working in the veneer department, so we'll see if we can actually get her on camera. But yes, we have a very nice lineup. I'm also going to talk to you about the Black Opus guitars. I've got a few of those hanging on the wall there, and they've been very successful since we introduced them back, I guess, about 2 months ago. So we are going to start off with this absolutely wonderful Amicus, and yeah, for a second I thought, well, they haven't put a name up for the Amicus, but then I realized no, it's actually Robert from Oklahoma has both this Amicus and the X2012, so both going to one person. But look at that amazing electric blue. It's so nice. The vibrant blue is really something beautiful, and the depth of that is really amazing. The chrome hardware, I think, is a really great choice for blue. Something about blue and chrome goes very nicely together. This one has the silver dots, and what a wonderful Amicus. So during the music tour, it's funny, every time we do a music tour, there's one guitar that seems to stand out that everybody's interested in. And on the last music tour back in May, it was the X30 12 string. This time it was the Amicus. And a lot of people were having a lot of fun with the Amicus, and including Joe Gibson, who, let's say no more. Joe, if you're watching this, yes, I know what you did. Yeah, he stole one of our Amicus, but for good reason. We're going to get that back, or we're going to work a plan. We're going to work a plan, maybe is the best thing to say. So anyway, there was the Amicus, and then Robert also has this X2012. What a great combination. Two beautiful vibrant guitars. Look at that as a pair. And this one is it's got the vibrant with a burst. Now, if this is something that you want to do, I think you can't really do that burst over the vibrant on the website, but it's something we can certainly do. So vibrant amber with the vintage amber burst, and I think it looks amazing. So nice, and it's like very modern, but also has a bit of a vintage vibe. So I love that. Again with the chrome hardware, and that's a wonderful 12-string guitar. So Robert has two beautiful 12 strings, and I think, you know, one of the things I love the most about the music tour is it gives me a great opportunity spending a whole week with a bunch of Emerald owners, and you get to really understand what it is that motivates them, what they're loving about our guitars, you know, and some of these people have quite a collection. And the thing that comes up time and time again is they play their Emeralds more than other guitars because they're just confident with them. They stay in tune. They don't have to worry about them with the temperature and humidity changes. So it just makes life easy. And I think maybe we forget that sometimes here in the factory because we're just used to it. Also, Ireland is actually a really good climate for guitars, so we don't have those really big temperature and humidity swings that they might have in certain states around the USA. But yeah, when I start to hear the stories that people are having, you know, really it brings it home to me that we're making something that's really special, and especially in 12-string guitars that, you know, are really can pardon me, can really suffer in a harsh environment. Carbon is just such a great way to build a 12-string. Now, next one is going to Lenny in Virginia, and Lenny has gone for a really nice Celtic look on this. It's an X7 with the green carbon back and sides, and it's just the Celtic design here, the Celtic knots on the fretboard with the subtle green infinity knot on the 12th fret. So the gold Celtic knots. It's just nice, simple green and gold theme going on there, and it really, really works. Very beautiful. This is our X7, which is a small body 6-string guitar. It's got the element pickup system with the volume and tone mounted in here, and yeah, great guitar. If you're wanting a smaller guitar, it's funny. There was another thing talking. There's some people who are just trying to find the guitar that fitted right for them, and there's some people really like a nice compact guitar, and it's that shorter scale length, the 12 frets to the body, everything comes in and it's a little bit more compact. And we played it on the tour bus, an X7, and so if you're in a tighter environment like that, it really, really excels. So yeah, we love the X7s. Now, Alan Foss in Illinois, and this is really nice. This is a X10 slimline, and I just love the lightness of it. When I lift this, it's so simple and how we've made it. We make the nylons a little bit lighter than the regular guitar. It's only got the adjustable piezos here and the volume controls. There's not a lot of electronics in it. It's just lightweight, it's responsive, it's beautiful in simplicity, and it sounds incredible, both acoustic and plugged in. So it's an X10 slimline, nice slim body. It's got those great contours. It's got that extended neck access there. The neck is just really nice and slim and fast feeling for a nylon guitar. So it's very much a crossover kind of instrument, but a very familiar fast feeling neck on there. It's got the silver rings in the fretboard. We've got the black hardware, black and black carbon all over. So just a nice stealthy look on it. So Alan, that hopefully will be a great stage guitar for you. Then we have Sungyeon in South Korea, and it is similar kind of look, but this is the Virtuo. So there's quite a difference in weight between the two, and we build this different in a lot of different ways. So the body is made a little bit heavier to support the structure of the pickups, and it does compromise the acoustic sound a little bit. It does have a good acoustic sound. It certainly performs, but it's really all about the plugged-in sounds on the Virtuo. So we've got the Fishman Fluence humbuckers, we've got the Graphtec piezos, we've got the 13-pin connectivity to interface with a MIDI module or a synth module, and again that black carbon. The simplicity of the black unidirectional carbon on the fretboard is really beautiful. And yeah, there's definitely something very elegant about just the straight black carbon. Then we have the Vibrant Red. So this is going to Justin in Texas. So same instrument. This one has just been finished with the Vibrant Red, the gold hardware, Vibrant Red back and sides. So look at that. Vibrant Red and gold definitely works. Love that. And then we've just got the gold offset lines there on the fretboard. Just check that out. So again, if you're on the website on the 3D Builder, you can choose all those colors, and these are all carbon colors. And as I say, it's quite unusual because normally we would be having a lot of Veneer guitars going through here. We only have one on the rack this week, but we're going to talk about Veneers when we get up to the Veneer room in a minute. So X20, so now we're back to acoustic guitars, and the X20 is that middle of the road guitar, sits very nicely in between our X30 and our X10. Great body size. It's about the same body size as like a regular dreadnought guitar, but it's very contoured. It's nicely contoured here, very much designed for playing when you're sitting down. This asymmetrical side just sits so well. That rib bevel, when you're sitting playing, holding it into your ribs, this really helps just for long time playing. and then that forearm bevel. Now, if you've never played a guitar that has a bevel here, it's going to be a complete game changer when you do, because if you're playing for long periods and your arms against a sharp edge, it can actually start to pinch a nerve. You might, if for a very long time playing with some people, they actually say that they get pins and needles in their hands, but you just don't get it with the cutaway at the edge. So something that I think once you have it on a guitar, you'll always want it. This is finished in the beautiful dark red, black hardware, and the Hi-Fi Duet. Again, an absolutely wonderful pickup system. It's just that the combination of the pickups that are in there just really picks up the fullness of the body, very rich sound. Then we've got Dennis in California, and Dennis has gone for an X20 as well. This one with the Element pickup system, and so just explain the difference. So on the Hi-Fi Duet, all the pickup is inside. So 2 little silo microphones and 2 little contact pickups as well. So it's picking up everything from inside the guitar. There's no under saddle pickup. Whereas on the Element, it's a little piezo strip that goes underneath the saddle here, so it's an under saddle pickup. So depends on what you're wanting. There's a simplicity in the under saddle pickup as well. It won't pick up as much of the body, but still will give you a good sound. So this one, black carbon, gold hardware, and then check out the inlay. Isn't that beautiful? So it's the vines, the Celtic rose with the white stem and the gold rose. So just kind of drawing you up to the gold and then matching the hardware up there, which is a very nice piece. Now, last X20 on the rack is going to Brian in Florida, and this is one of our beautiful Veneers. So the Veneers, this guitar would have started out like this. Well, it doesn't start out like this. So whenever we mold it, the same materials are this. It's carbon fiber is the base. As you can see in the back and sides, it's the same carbon fiber. But we put a veneer into the mold, and during the molding process, the resin impregnates, it fuses through the carbon, fuses through the veneer and all the pores of the veneer, and it fuses the two things together. And that's what gives you this beautiful wood veneer finish, but also it gives you all the strength of carbon fiber as well. So whenever it's locked in there, when it's fused into the resin, it no longer moves with temperature and humidity. So you get all that natural beauty, allows you to make something that's really unique, but you don't have to worry about it. So that's the beauty of it. And a beautiful piece of koa. It's got a nice little flame going on, great color, and really nice finish on that. Then we've got the Celtic knots in gold again with the green at the 12th fret, black hardware, a Hi-Fi Duet. As you can see, it's become quite popular, and the black carbon back and sides. So that is our lineup for this week. Now, all these guitars are now going on their way to Florida. So if you haven't been following what we've been doing over the last few weeks, we opened a hub in Florida. We have both a warehouse there and we have a retail store there. And it's been very exciting to be able to do that. And the main reason that we did that was just to smooth the transfer of guitars to the end user. Just with some of the grey area that there's been over the last while with the tariffs and import process, we wanted to make that as smooth as possible. So these guitars will ship in a batch now, all directly to Florida. They'll be received in Florida and then forward shipped onto all our customers. So that's how we do it, and it's been working out really, really well, and just makes things a little bit easier for all you guys. Now, Black Opus. So what's the Black Opus all about? Well, the motivation behind it was to really refine an emerald guitar right down to its bare minimum, make it in its simplest form, and make it at a very accessible price point. So it comes out of the same mold as the regular guitars. It's still built in the same way, in the same line, in the same factory. But the big difference is on this, we've taken it down. There's no specs or no options on it. So we build it in a batch. We're building them only in black carbon, and we're only doing them on the X20s and the X7s. So it gives us a little bit of ability to save on labor, to be able to do them in a more efficient way, but still make the best quality guitar. So it's still going to sound as good as any other of our guitars. It's still going to play as good as any of our other guitars because it goes through the same setup process, the same plec process. So we haven't cut corners where it matters. It's got an Ellerbags bronze system, which is a really good undersaddle pickup system. And some people are just really loving the satin finish on it. You know, it's if you've got a satin finish guitar, you'll know that they don't pick up fingerprints in the same ways. But this isn't just a satin finish. And I don't know whether, if we get in close, whether you'll be able to see this. But it's kind of like an eggshell finish that we've developed. And it's something that I did quite a number of years ago. And we moved away from it for a while to just do gloss finishes only, and then we brought it back again. But it's got this really nice tactile feel. You know, it feels almost kind of like leather, so it's not like a rough sandpaper kind of finish. It's a really nice finish that's got a great feel to it. The neck also has that texture, and what that does is actually it cuts down some of the friction on the neck. You know, so it doesn't get sweaty and fingerprints in the same way. So yeah, it works very, very well. And it's got the emerald tuners up there in the headstock. So overall, it's it's been a really great guitar at the price point. So we've just launched it as a lefty. So we've been getting a lot of requests about doing a lefty version. So we've been able to do that, and this is the lefty X20. So we thought it's only fair that the left-handers can get access to the Opus range. So X20 Black Opus now available, and then we have the X7 Black Opus. So this is again, you know, just exact same as the standard X7, just finished with the Opus specifications. And it's been hard to keep up with them. We're doing them in batches. We build about 8 of them a week, and they've been selling just as fast as we can make them. I think we have about another, like a double batch coming through at the moment, so there's maybe about 20 actually coming through. So we're just getting back on top of it. But if you're interested in Opus, definitely check it out. It's really a no compromise guitar at a great price point. So one other guitar that I pulled in here. So I just saw this, it was coming through. So every now and again we get a guitar that's ordered, and for whatever reason maybe a customer has to cancel an order. So this one came through, and it was a custom order, but it's going to be added into our stock. It's not going to be in our stock just yet, but it'll be listed maybe in a couple of weeks' time. But I wanted to just show it. It's an absolutely stunning piece of veneer, and I didn't even check what this veneer is. I'm not actually sure, but we'll find the name and we'll put it up. But it's just got stunning color and depth to it, just absolutely wonderful. The main feature that you'll notice is it's got a slotted headstock. So stunning slotted headstock on there and veneer combination. And it's an X30 body, amber back and sides. And it's got no pickup in it at the moment. We might put a pickup in it actually before we list it. But I just thought it was beautiful. I thought it would highlight this guitar. And so sometimes in our stock you'll see something that's maybe just a little bit different, and that can be where that comes from. So if you happen to be interested in that, drop an email to sales@emeraldguitars.com. But well, let's take a walk up to the veneer room and we'll have a look at the veneer process up there. So we're up here in the veneer room, and I wanted to show you some of the new veneers that we've just had come in. We always have, you know, 30 or 40 different species, and if you go into the 3D builder you'll see all the different options in there. And what I'd like to do is try and find a selection of veneers that give you a lot of different color palettes, different patterns. And we're not really into doing just plain woods. What I kind of feel is if you're going to do a guitar that is made of carbon fiber and looks different from the start, then why not choose different veneers? They're not there for structural or tonal purposes, they're there really for visuals. So for a visual impact, to make something that's just a signature guitar for you. And for that reason, you know, we like to have a great selection available. And I did try and get Natasha on camera to help me with this, but she's been hiding here behind me, but we'll see, we might get her in the background somewhere here. But so Natasha has been working along with Anthony, just sorting out all these veneers, and we've just got a good new batch that's come in. These are going to be, they come in long sections, typically up to 10 foot long, and then we cut them down. We select the different areas that we want to divide them up into, cut them down into sections that are maybe about 6 inches longer than the guitar, and what that does is it allows you on the 3D builder to be able to see a movement, a variation, just to find the pattern where you want it and to do a placement. And so we cut them down, then we catalog them, we photograph them, and then it's uploaded into the 3D builder. So over the next few days you're going to be seeing more and more stock being added in there. So let's have a look at what we've got. This is Paldao, and we've had this before, and it's a very nice veneer. It's a more subtle kind of color, but with a very dramatic pattern. So it's got that that really nice vibrance in the wood. There's like a sheen to it, and then these really nice patterns. So yeah, and this is the job that I think Natasha has really been enjoying. She's got a very creative eye, and just finding patterns in the veneers, and she'll come home in the evening and tell me about the guitar with a duck on it, or a face on it, or we see all kinds of things. There was one there had two chickens facing each other, which was kind of cool. I thought they were seahorses. She said they were chickens, but that's the kind of thing that we find in these really interesting patterns. This is Macassar ebony. You can see a very, very different color. It's a much warmer, richer kind of color. It's almost got pinks running through it, and very nice, but also has that really nice black grain structure as well, and pattern. And it also depends on the size of veneer. So what you'll see, so this says Balor on it, so that means it's big enough for a Balor bass, and not every veneer is. So at the time that we get it in, we decide what guitars it potentially can be used for. So that's why you'll see that a specific veneer might not be available on all the guitars. This is Bocotti, and I love this, and if you have a look what it's going to be like when we book match it, it's got a very interesting pattern and wonderful colors. It almost reminds me a little bit of something in between Zircotti and Cocobolo. It's got a really nice pattern, a lot of grain and knots, and yeah, wonderful colors. Now I can see some really wonderful guitars being made with that. The other thing that I think is going to be interesting with this, generally on a veneer like this we don't put color over it, but because the base color is quite light, I bet this is going to look quite striking if we were to put some color over it, like a red or something. So watch this space. This is lacewood, and a very interesting veneer. It has this very interesting sort of ray pattern going on. It almost looks like some kind of an animal skin, like a snake skin kind of pattern going on. And I love how it goes from narrow to these big wide patterns back into narrow again, and it does look like scales. Very, very cool. We've got quite a lot of that. Now this is some redwood burl. So redwood burl comes in so many different forms. This one's a really sort of deep, rich redwood, and this would be kind of more typical of what we've seen in the past, but you can see just the amazing patterns that it has. Look at this, there's just so much going on there. Absolutely stunning piece of veneer. Quite a few pieces of that available, so that's going to be going up. This may be the star of the show. This is so I'm going to talk you through this one, and explain to you all the challenges that we have when we have a veneer like this. So as you can see, it is paper thin. It is very, very lightweight. There's not much to it, and this has been sliced off a tree. You can see that we have multiple leaves, so it's literally sliced like a big cheese slicer off a log. And the suppliers would have found this log, seen how beautiful it was, and they wanted to maximize the benefit out of that one log. So it was chosen to cut it for veneer, and that's what works so well for us. But what's stunning about it? Look at this. It's a color contrast from that center. There's a beautiful burl, and then there's this crazy flame pattern that's happening down here. So so much character. And if I could get Natasha to bring me an X20 template, that would be useful, and then I could lay it over. But I'm going to tell you about some of the challenges that we have. So sometimes in some of the burls, they have little knots that fall out. So this has quite a lot of fallout, and it's just the characteristic of the wood. It's just that little bit softer. Whenever the veneer is put in it, it's all stabilized. Or sorry, whenever the resin's put in, it's all stabilized. But you can see with this, the vast majority of those fallout areas are going to be removed out of that. But that's what that guitar is going to look like. So what we've been talking about is there's kind of two options of what we can do with it here. One is we can, say we were positioning it like this, and you've got a couple of these little holes. Well, there's two options. One is we can fill it with burl from behind. We put basically another piece of that veneer in the back, and you see through the hole more wood, so it just looks like it's a piece of the wood. Or we can leave those open, and you actually see carbon fiber through it. So we're kind of in debate about that, of whether it might be really nice to actually see a little bit of carbon, and sometimes you will do that, and it's part of the natural form of the wood, part of the character and the beauty. But whenever I opened the package and found this piece, that got me excited. That is absolutely stunning. Now, another one that we were looking at, well, actually I'll stick with the redwood burl just for now. There's another nice piece. This is a shorter piece. I think it'll probably be more suitable to like an amicus, but again, just very, very dramatic. Beautiful patterns. You see there, we've got a real face. There's like a wee alien head going on here. I always like finding things like that in there. So that's redwood burl, and there's a couple more different variations. And then this is maple. This is maple burl. And what I loved about it was the contrast in colors. As you can see, it's got a really nice sort of light color going out to the more browns on the side. And you can imagine that on a guitar. That's going to be very striking. You could put color on this as well. I think it'll be a veneer that'll work well with like a vibrant red over the top of it, or even a blue. So it's going to give some color options. And it's another one that we actually had a conversation about. Check this out. I'll try and not mix them up, but we were just talking about this section down in here. How that could be cool if that was left with black carbon fiber. So there's always options, and it's all about creativity. And I think that's what I love about the veneer process, is it just gives us so much creativity. When you're just working with black carbon fiber, there's not really much to think about from a creative point of view. It is what it is. Every piece of carbon is exactly the same. That's the beauty of it. But the beauty of wood is that no two pieces are the same. So we very much embrace that. Then we have Clara Walnut. A couple of different types of Clara Walnut here. Again, has a very nice pattern when you book match it. This one's it's like a waterfall kind of coming down here. So it's a very deep chocolate browns, and then the black running through it. There's almost like a flame happening in here as well. And that's a very, very striking piece of veneer. And then this one, I really like this piece. So this one, book match it two ways. So let's have a look at it this way. And if we put a template on, sometimes it's easier to visualize when you put a template on top. So like this. So see, what I like here is see these curves that are running out. They kind of match the shape of the guitar. I always like to find things that just flow and match the way the guitar runs. And it's got a really nice flame running right through it. There's a color variation. There's really 3 or 4 different colors happening here in different colored bands. So quite unusual and very, very striking. But what's good on a piece like this is you could book match it 2 different ways. You take that exact same piece, opposite book match, and then you get something entirely different. So you can see how different that is. So instead of it following the contour that way, now it's following more like the contour of the back of the guitar. So it's almost framing that shape. Nice couple eyes going on here, and again with that color pattern. So that's it. That's the kind of thing that we're doing up here on a daily basis. And I still do all the purchasing of all the veneers personally. I spent hours and hours working through photographs that my veneer suppliers send me, just trying to find the piece that's just the right size, has the right pattern, the right color, that it's flat enough that we can work with it. It's a challenging process, but it's very, very rewarding. And it's great to have Natasha come and join the team up here, and she's going to be working with us here, taking a year out before she goes to university, and going to be working in this department. So as she gets more comfortable up here, maybe we'll try and get her more comfortable behind the camera as well. So that's it. This month we're doing a great promotion. If you go to the website, you'll find the details on that. We're doing 50% off all veneers for the month of September. So it gives you a great option if you've been thinking about designing and building a custom emerald. The veneers are probably the most common and most popular additional custom feature that people add on to one of our guitars. So it's nice to just do a showcase of it this month. Bunch of new veneer being added in, and definitely keep an eye on what's going on. So anyway, that's it for this week. It's been great to be able to do this video for you, and we'll be back again next week. See you soon.